You know that feeling when you walk away from a conversation and something just feels off? Like you said everything right on paper, but something in the way it came out made you feel smaller than when you walked in. That feeling is not random. That feeling has a name, and once you understand what is actually happening, you will never be able to unhear it. Here is what nobody is telling you. There is one specific conversation habit that is quietly destroying how people perceive you every single day. Not just at work, not just in interviews, in every conversation you have, with friends, with partners, with strangers, with people whose opinion matters to you deeply. And the most painful part? You are probably doing it right now without even realizing it. Researchers who study communication and social dynamics have found that confidence is not primarily about what you say. It is about how you say it, specifically the invisible verbal patterns that run underneath your words like a current. And there is one pattern that signals low confidence faster than almost anything else. Faster than stumbling over words, faster than avoiding eye contact, faster than nervous laughter. Before we go any further, if you have ever put in serious effort to transform the way you communicate, and you are ready to stop leaving that transformation to chance, we have a program linked down below in the video description. People who have been through it describe moments where everything clicks and they cannot believe they went so long without understanding this. Do not wait until you have lost another opportunity to do something about it. The longer you wait, the more conversations keep costing you. Now, let us talk about what is actually happening. Picture this. You are in a conversation that matters. Maybe it is someone you respect. Maybe it is a situation where you really need to come across well. And right in the middle of saying something, you add a tiny little phrase, something like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about this, but, or, this might be a stupid question, or, sorry, this is probably obvious, but, or, does that make sense? And you say it because you want to be polite, because you do not want to seem arrogant, because somewhere along the way you learned that softening what you say makes you more likable. You were trying to be humble, you were trying to connect, but here is what the other person is actually hearing. They are not hearing humility. They are not hearing politeness. Their brain is registering one thing. This person does not believe in what they are saying, and once that signal goes out, it does not come back. Confidence, once questioned in a conversation, does not recover easily. This habit is called hedging, and it is costing you far more than you know. Hedging is when you add verbal cushions around your statements to protect yourself from being wrong, from being judged, from being too much. Phrases like, kind of, sort of, I guess, maybe, a little bit, I could be wrong, just my opinion, I'm not sure if this is right, but. These are not innocent filler words, they are signals, and every single person you talk to is reading those signals, consciously or not. Think about the last time you heard someone speak who made you think, this person knows exactly what they are talking about. Did they say, I kind of think this might work, but I don't know, maybe I'm wrong? No. They made a statement, they owned it, they let it land, and your brain filed them under trustworthy and capable within seconds. Now think about someone who hedged constantly. Every sentence came wrapped in disclaimers. I was just thinking, and this might not be relevant, but maybe. How did that land? Did you feel more trust? Did you feel inspired? Or did a part of you quietly discount everything they said? This is what is happening to you in your conversations. And it is not your fault. This habit usually develops for a reason. Maybe you grew up in an environment where being too direct felt dangerous. Maybe you got shut down enough times that your brain learned to pre-apologize before the rejection even came. Maybe you were praised for being humble and accommodating, and the hedging just became part of how you talk. Over time, it became so automatic that you genuinely do not hear yourself doing it anymore. But other people hear it. And here is where it gets really painful. Studies consistently show that people make judgments about intelligence, capability, and leadership potential within the first few seconds of a conversation. Not minutes, seconds. And those first impressions do not just fade. They color everything that comes after. So if your opening words are, I might be totally off base here, but, you have already lost ground before your actual idea even lands. The idea gets filtered through a lens of doubt that you put there yourself. You preloaded the skepticism. You handed them the reason to discount you. People who have been studying human behavior and communication for years will tell you that the most influential communicators do one thing differently above almost everything else. They commit to their words. They do not leave a trail of escape routes. They do not hedge. They state. They claim. They let their words exist in the room without immediately apologizing for them. And you might be thinking right now, but I do not want to sound arrogant. I do not want to come across as a know-it-all. That is exactly the kind of thinking that keeps this habit alive. Because there is a massive difference between arrogance and confidence. Arrogance says, I am always right. Confidence says, here is what I believe, and I believe it fully. One closes the room down, the other opens it up. Let us go even deeper into this because I want you to really feel the weight of what this habit is doing over time. Imagine someone who has been hedging for years. Every meeting at work where they soften every idea until the idea disappears. Every conversation with someone they admire where they start with, "This is probably dumb, but..." Every time someone asks their opinion and they say, "I don't know, it's just me," before giving a perfectly good answer. What happens over time? They get overlooked for opportunities, not because they lack talent, not because their ideas are bad, because the way they deliver their ideas tells the room, "I do not fully stand behind this." And the room believes them. Promotions go to the person who speaks with certainty. Respect goes to the person who owns their perspective. Trust goes to the person who says what they mean without 17 layers of apology wrapped around it. And then comes the silent, slow ache of wondering why. Why does nobody take me seriously? Why do I feel invisible in conversations? Why do other people get credit for ideas that are no better than mine? And the crushing irony is that the habit you develop to protect yourself from rejection is the exact thing creating more of it. That quiet thing you do to seem more palatable is making you less memorable. That cushioning you add to seem more likable is making you seem less credible. That small voice that says, "Soften it, make it smaller, do not take up too much space," is the voice that has been holding you back in every room you have walked into. Now I want to talk about what changes when you break this habit. Because this is where things get genuinely exciting. When you stop hedging, something shifts almost immediately. People start responding to you differently. Not because you become louder, not because you become more aggressive. You become clearer, and clarity is magnetic. When someone speaks without hedging, the brain registers it as competence before they even finish their sentence. That is not a theory. That is documented in research on how humans assess trustworthiness and authority in real time. People who have made this shift describe conversations where they felt like the energy in the room changed, where people leaned in instead of looking away, where their ideas actually got picked up and discussed instead of politely nodded at and forgotten, where they finished a conversation and felt proud instead of cringing on the drive home replaying everything they wish they had said differently. And it goes beyond professional situations. Relationships shift when you speak with more certainty. Friendships feel more balanced when you stop pre-apologizing for existing. Romantic connections deepen when you stop making yourself smaller to avoid being too much. There is something deeply attractive about someone who knows what they think and says it clearly, not harshly, clearly. The cost of continuing to hedge is not just missed promotions or awkward conversations. The cost is years of showing up at 60% of your actual presence. Years of people getting a filtered, dimmed-down version of who you actually are and what you actually think. Years of sitting across from someone and watching them be impressed by someone far less capable than you because that person had the communication habit that you are still working against. How many conversations has this already cost you? How many moments where your idea was the right one but you handed it over wrapped in so much doubt that nobody could see it clearly? And more importantly, how many more are you willing to let go by? Breaking this habit is not complicated. It is not about becoming a different person. It is about removing the layer of unnecessary verbal apology that is sitting between who you are and how you come across. It starts with noticing. You cannot change what you cannot hear. Start listening for the hedges. Every time you're about to say, "I might be wrong but," or "This is probably a stupid question," notice it. Pause. Say the thing without the cushion. Let the words stand on their own. It will feel uncomfortable at first. That discomfort is not a warning. That discomfort is growth. And if you want a structured path that accelerates everything we have talked about today, not a loose collection of tips, but a real, clear, step-by-step transformation in how you communicate and carry yourself, we have a program linked down below in the video description. Here's the truth. Most people will watch this, feel that recognition, feel that sting of seeing themselves in it, and then keep doing exactly what they have always done. They will not take the step. They will wait for a better time, a more convenient moment, a sign that they are ready. And those people will have this exact same conversation with themselves 1 year from now, wondering why nothing has changed. The people who act on this moment, right now, while it is real and alive and uncomfortable in the best way, those are the people whose next conversations go differently, whose next rooms feel different, whose next opportunities actually land. That link is there. The question is whether today is the day you actually use it,